Good morning. Before I get into grocery hauls today, my grocery haul today, and it's not just a grocery haul, I'm food prepping. You guys love the idea of me just basically doing the grocery haul and then turning that grocery haul into my food prep for the week. And by food prep, I'm not like cooking massive things and putting them in containers with the meals. I'm not meal prepping, I'm food prepping with you. Big difference, and I'll talk about that when we get into it. But before we start, I'm actually filming this on Thursday. So my kids are in the background having their morning tea. So you will hear some noises this morning, and you're probably gonna hear some interruptions while we're doing the food prep. That's just what it is. I'm actually away for a long weekend, but wanted to get this done, and Friday I just have too much on. So for me, it's grocery day Thursday, but I didn't want to confuse you guys. So this is actually gonna go up as per usual on Friday. Just to keep it all in sync and consistent for you, because I don't like confusion and change. I'm sure some of you don't either. Let's look at groceries this week. She's teeny tiny, but I did spend a bit of money, so let me explain. Okay, so I don't actually have a lot this week when you look at it. My grocery bill this week came to $162.52. I did get $10 off with Coles online because I spent over a certain amount. I got $10 off, and I went through the Shop Back app, so I think I ended up getting another 5%, which was $8 off. So very happy with my savings this week. It's almost $20. I did share this on my Instagram page, and I have a bit of a thought process. Let me turn you around for a sec. I have a bit of a thought process when I do my grocery shopping. So I didn't need a lot of groceries this week. I could have just gotten my milk and a couple of fruit and veg, because I've already got enough in the fridge and my fruit bowl that I probably could have spent about $50 or $60. There was a deal going on with Coles, and I wanted to maximize it. And I kind of have this process in my head where I'm like, don't need it now, or don't need it yet. And I call it deny. Don't need it yet. Yet is the key one. I am gonna use it at some point, but not now. And my theory is, if it's on sale and it's a great sale, I'm talking like half price, 40% off, I don't need it. We do use it. I'm not gonna use it now, not yet, but I will eventually. I'm gonna chuck it into my grocery basket, bring up the price, and I can get my extra discounts. So let me spin you back around. We can have a look and talk through that process of deny. I call it deny. It's like, don't deny yourself from grabbing it. I can see kangaroos on your iPad. So I'm going to start over here this morning, because these were some of my big deny items. Don't need it yet, nappies. I think I have 3 or 4 packets in her bedroom. Don't need it yet, but I am going to use them. I'm very mindful on the sizing she's going to be in. She wears a nappy to bed once a day, just for nights. Every night she wears a nappy, and I look at it going, I get 26 nappies, so I get a month's worth. So I've got 4 months. She's still going to be in those nappies there. If I had any concerns, I can get a larger size and she could grow into them. These were half price, so I'm not going to not grab them. I'm going to look at that going, I don't need it. I don't need them. I don't need them yet. So I'm going to grab them. It boosts my spendings up, and I got the discounts. If there was no discounts going for the week, I probably wouldn't have got them because I don't need them. Same with the Coca-Cola. I have a full 30 pack in our garage. My husband has 1 or 2 a week. He enjoys Coke. Don't need them yet, and they were half price. So I was like, well, they can sit there. Half price is not common with the Coke. Sometimes they get like 20% or a couple of dollars off. So when it's half price, I'm like, I'm on it. Moving up to the back. Not nappies, toilet paper. So the $10 off that Coles gave me, I got free toilet paper for them. That's how I look at it, is I don't need the toilet paper, deny. Don't need it yet. I think I've got 2.5 packets upstairs. This one will go upstairs for it. These are not on sale. They're never on sale. That's just their everyday price. But we will use toilet paper, and I got $10 off for purchasing them, so they're free. So I'll take free. I'm happy with that. Let's move down into the fruit and veg section. I don't have a lot of fruit and veg this week. Like that's it. That's all I have. I did not need a big supply. I'm literally just topping up. I've still got broccoli in the fridge. I've got carrots. I've got plenty of fruit and veg from last week still. We were out of bananas, so I'd get some bananas. They're expensive though, so I only got 4 of them. Potatoes, I've grabbed my potatoes. I've actually got a 4-kilo bag this week, which I didn't know they'd done, and this was a cheaper price point. Gloves, because we're out, because I'm finding that when I'm doing so much cooking and washing up by hand, thank you COVID, my hands are so dry. 2 loaves of bread because we're going through them. My husband will tend to have 1 or 2 sandwiches for lunch for the week, and then it's usually hot lunches for him. So he's got roast beef this week and some bread, and my kids are doing really well with sandwiches for lunch. I'm really impressed at how well we've transitioned from crackers into sandwiches, which means starting prep school next year for my son. He's just used to sandwiches. I want to get into more different flavored sandwiches. That's a work in progress. Shampoo, we were out. I grabbed this here. I've had the brand before, but never this one, but it was half price, so that's the one that went in the basket. These were on sale. Grab them, they're handy for like a bit of a snack with the kids for afternoon tea with some cheese on them. And then over to the dairy section. Actually, there's one more thing I want to show you over here, this pumpkin. This is actually a really big, really heavy pumpkin. This here was actually, that was actually cheaper to buy whole than it was cut up, and it was cheaper by like $1.50 a kilo. And I do have plans to use the whole thing. I'm going to be doing a warm roast pumpkin salad with like a yogurt dressing and pomegranates on top. Let's see if what's in my head translates onto the plate. I'm going to be making pumpkin ricotta gnocchi for dinner one night. Lamb shanks. It used to be a really cheap piece of meat. Now they're like almost $15 a kilo, but I'm going to do lamb shanks one night this week. I think tonight for dinner I'm going to be doing my 2-ingredient crumb chicken. Love it. I am filming it for my week of dinner, so you will see it. But I'm thinking of serving it with this coleslaw on the side, corn the cobs from last week, and some mashed potato. Oh, it's really cold today, so I'm looking forward to it. Usual milk, and the kids didn't get yogurt this week. I decided to get custard just for something different. That's kind of it, guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is my kids have finished morning tea. I'm gonna get them set up doing something else, and then we're gonna start food prep. I'm not gonna just use the food prep that is here. I'm gonna be pulling out other things and getting ready. Remember, food prep, not meal prep. I'm not prepping meals, I'm prepping food to make it easier for the week. I have a thing about meal preps by like I have a thing with like meal preps, particularly when it's like salad, by like day 4 for me. It's kind of manky in the fridge. And that just doesn't work for me. So I prep the food so I can quickly make a meal, if that helps. Okay, I have roughly worked out my dinners for the week, roughly, because look, they do change a bit. And I'm pretty much gonna work off of that as a bit of a shell. We'll do some morning tea and afternoon tea prep, just to make the dinners a bit easier. So what I'm gonna do is get some rice on to cook. We are gonna have a curry dish this week. I'm gonna cook the rice up. I'm just gonna cook the rice in plain water, because whatever rice doesn't get eaten, I can add some vanilla, brown sugar, cream, and make a creamed rice. My kids love it, so I'm gonna do a cup of rice. Whatever's left over from that dinner, I can then give the kids as an afternoon tea or dessert. So I'm gonna get that on to cook now, because that takes longer. While I'm getting that ready, I'm gonna boil my kettle, because I'm gonna make up a packet of jelly. I don't really measure with my jelly. I just pull the hot water in. I make sure that the jelly crystals and the sugar is all dissolved, and then I let it sit there to cool down, and then I pop it in the fridge. This will give my kids an afternoon snack, probably quarters, so they'll get 2 portions of this each. This will actually last me the week, because the kids only have jelly probably once or twice a week, whether it's dessert or an afternoon snack of some sort. I've just changed my tripod. I think this is a better one. You can probably see me a bit better, to be honest. So jelly's on cooling down. I've got rice on cooking. The next thing I'm gonna do is prep the kids custard. This week's custard, next week might be yogurt. Now, if my kids were in school, I'd be doing up 5 of these. They are home, they go to daycare and kindy 2 days a week. So 2 packets is more than enough. They'll get 1 with morning tea 1 day, and then over the weekend, they'll have 1 as well. I find this is just helpful. 1, it gets them used to having these packets because they will have them when they go to school. And if we do go out, and if I do put them in the packets when the kids are at home, they love them. So it's a bit of a win-win. They're the cinchy pouches. I just got mine online. I wanted something reusable, 1 for the environment, and 2, it actually works out a lot more cheaper in the long run. I think these work out to be, I don't know, when you buy them in bulk, like $1 or something. So then you work out how much you're paying for like the actual custard product. So that custard there cost me, ooh, this one's very full. I think that custard was $7. I'm gonna get more than 7 pouches filled out of it. So I'll get these filled up, put in the fridge, and when it comes to morning tea time, all I need to do is cut up fresh fruit. My kids will usually have a muffin that I've pre-made from the freezer, and they can have their custard. Just 1 less step. So instead of doing this every single time they want a morning tea, I'm doing it all at once. So when my kids do start school, this will literally become my probably Sunday evening prep. I'll get all of this done. They'll have 1 every day for school, probably more likely a yogurt, and then on the rare occasion they'll probably get a bit of a custard in their lunch boxes. And I think the thing with this is you can put whatever you want into it. So I kind of flavour our own yogurt from time to time. I just get natural Greek yogurt and I put in jam, different flavoured jams. I can mix it up to all sorts of different things for the kids. And they love it. So you can actually like write their name on the front of it. It's got a line where you fill it up to upside down. There's all sorts of like funny gadgets you can buy with it. I've still got over half left. I'm not gonna lie. My kids just had custard for morning tea because they came and got the groceries with me and they saw it. So already I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I've gone through 6 morning teas and I've still got half. So this is gonna give me 12 for $7. Okay, I'm going to get onto some veggie prep because that's just what I feel like doing. Carrots. I bought these carrots last week, the week before. I can't really remember. We have carrots almost every night for dinner. I'm going to peel them, cut them, put them in a glass jar and put a lid on top. Fill that with water and that will keep fresh 2 weeks. I can get 2 weeks out of this if I'm cleaning the water out probably every 2 to 3 days. It's super handy. So I'm probably going to whip up as many carrots as I can fit into this container. I don't love this container because the lid tapers in. The one I really like, so if you did want to do this, when the timing's right, I will purchase one. This is from IKEA. I use this for my sourdough. I actually just fed it this morning, so I'll be making a sourdough loaf today as well. But this one's actually got like a nice open lid and a top on it. So this is what I'm going to end up having instead of this one here where it lips in at the side, making it hard to fully fill it. I think this was $8 or $9 from IKEA. Really like it. So this will eventually I'll get more of these and become my carrot container. Now you can also do this method of cutting up, putting in water and putting into a jar. You could put it into a container if you wanted to in the fridge, is celery. You just need to make sure with the carrots and the celery that the water covers them. Otherwise they'll be exposed to the oxygen and they can go off. But as long as the water's covering it, it's fine. And I clean my water probably every 3rd day. It's just so handy. So I'm gonna get as many as I can cut up and put into the jar. And this is just such a massive time saver when the kids are having their snacks, carrot sticks for snacks, or if I'm cooking dinner, I just pull them out and either cook them or give them to the kids.
We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. Don't know if I can decipher how your mind works. Yeah, you leave me wondering what it's like to feel your skin. I will keep on trying till.
Okay, next is broccoli. I've still got broccoli from last week, but I'm actually going to tip that out to make sure it goes on top. So that gets eaten first before this here. With my broccoli, I keep all of this. I just slice it up into little discs. It tastes like broccoli, it's really yum. You're actually paying for that vegetable. I don't know if people throw that in the bin. If you don't like it, cut it up into like little sticks and add it to your stir fries. It's great, or even stews for winter. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my oven on. I'm gonna turn my oven on because I am gonna cook up some pumpkin today. Alright, I just checked my rice. My rice is almost done. So I'll just get my silicone mat ready for my pumpkin. Cutting this pumpkin's gonna be fun because she's so big. I'm sort of thinking I might do a sweet potato as well. So 1 tray sweet potato, 1 tray pumpkin. This is not a meal, again, like the rice. I'm just cooking it, or even maybe just cutting it and getting it in the fridge. So when I do pull the meal together, it's like 80% done. I think that's a better idea. I'm not gonna cook the sweet potato. I'm just gonna peel it and get it ready. So I think the way I'm gonna use it, I don't wanna have to like reheat it.
Give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more.
I've changed my mind again. I'm gonna cut up and cook this sweet potato. It's just 1 sweet potato. It's into cubes on a tray. I'm gonna spray a little bit of olive oil. No salt and pepper, because depending on how I end up serving this, I can add obviously flavor.
In your arms again.
Okay, that'll go in to bake. Let's try this pumpkin cut. Do I regret buying a whole pumpkin? Maybe, especially because my knives need sharpening. Oh, she looks nice inside. I reckon I've cut not quite half. That was a bit of an awkward cut, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna keep the skin on this pumpkin. Another tray liner. I'm just gonna de-seed it and then cut it up. Now I've actually cut this quite thin because I don't want to take too long to cook. Can I squish it all in? I can. And I'm gonna put a little bit of honey on top of this. It just sort of sweetens it, and what I have planned to cook, you're gonna see it in my week of dinners. It should go quite well. I'm just gonna empty this into the compost bin. Ooh. I've got the sweet potato on, so that's cooking away nicely. You can also eat the skin of sweet potato. My kids don't like it, so I'm mindful that I need to make food that they're also going to like. You can also leave the skin on carrots. My kids hate skin on carrots, so I do peel them. I don't mind, I'm not fussed by it. My kids do not like it. Okay, on this goes. Okay, rice is cooked. I've just taken it out of the pot. I'm gonna grab a container to store it in. Okay, so here's my rice. I ended up doing 1.5 cups. Because when I said creamed rice, I just thought, oh, that might be really good. And also 1.5 cups, just in case my kids are super hungry, because I love rice. And my husband has a big appetite one night and he wants extras. And this container, look at that. This container perfectly fills 1.5 cups. This is from Kmart. All right, so that is rice. Done. Okay, moving on. Now when I do food prep, I'm also very mindful on how full my fridge is. I've done cooking before and I've actually done too much prep. My fridge is over full and I can't fit everything in, and then I do create food waste, so just keep that in mind. I'm actually going to now make a tzatziki dip. These are actually from last week. I've got 2 zucchinis and a cucumber and a half. This is this week's ones here, I haven't put away yet. So I want to kind of get these used. So I'm going to make a tzatziki dip. Now the tzatziki dip this week is likely to go on these lamb cutlets I'm potentially going to cook up, or I'm going to do my pulled pork, which is already made in the freezer. But the tzatziki dip is nice to have, so I'm going to make that and show you. Okay, so I've got natural Greek yogurt, I've got garlic, I've got lemon juice, and I've got cucumbers to use up. That's this week's cucumber. I need to use these ones up here, so tzatziki dip's a perfect thing to make. I don't measure it, I kind of just like put it in, as you're gonna see, and taste. If it tastes good, that's great. I do have fresh lemons. I'm using that for my teas though, so this works fine. I do have fresh garlic, but I do want to finish this jar off here, and then when this is done, I'm going to use fresh garlic. You can grate this, you can cut this, it's up to you. It's that simple. I'm actually going to cut up some asparagus. Pretty simple task to do, but when it comes to cooking, all I need to do is pour that into my pot and blanch it. So that is done. Next thing I like to do with my food prep is to have some grated cheese. It is a lot more cheaper to grate your own cheese. We just buy the Colby style of cheese. We really like it. I just keep mine wrapped in beeswax wraps. I think I have a discount code for a beautiful Australian business, which I've gotten the details below for you. I think there's 20% off, I think. I could be wrong, have a look. But what I like to, my husband likes sliced cheese, that's great, but sliced cheese can work out quite expensive when you're cutting it or when you're purchasing it. So what I do is I usually get a block of cheese and then I'll grate enough to fill a container. I can make toasted sandwiches. I've got grated cheese to sprinkle on top of spaghetti bolognese. I sometimes put a little bit of cheese on the kids' plate if they're having like an afternoon of just like tomatoes, cucumber, and some cheese. I just pull it straight out the container. So I'm going to cut myself a chunk and I'm gonna grate it. This can usually last me a week or two depending on how much we have cheese, and it's a win-win. So my kids are getting cheese. They do like cheese. I'm doing it at a cheaper price point than purchasing it. It does have less additives, because I do know when you buy pre-bought cheese, it's got the anti-caking agent in it. I just don't think cheese tastes the same. And my husband loves slices of cheese, so he can still do that. Grated cheese in a very large container that will probably last me 2 weeks. Okay, so what I'm going to do, they've actually cooled down now so I can put them into my container. I've actually got one of my very, very large containers. There we go. This is from IKEA and I love it. You can bake with it. It's got a lid that comes with it. And it's nice and big, but you will see I've got this little container here. So I'm actually going to put the sweet potato in it. Oh, they smell so good and taste good. This is my sweet potato. I didn't make a massive batch. I just wanted one to have cut up. But just to keep them separated, it's not a big issue. But if you've got toddlers, I think you would kind of understand. So that will go into the fridge. Very quickly, let me show you dinner's plan for the week. It is quite flexible because I am going away for a couple of days, so hubby is on his own, but crumb chicken, lamb shanks, that's tonight, a vegetarian pumpkin salad, pomegranate seed, lamb chops, spag bowl, pulled pork, chicken soup, fend for yourself. That's like a leftovers kind of night. Now let me show you my fridge. My fridge is functional. My fridge is not done to look pretty. I haven't organized this in any way. This is just how my fridge works. You need to make your fridge work for you. This bottom drawer down here, I use for my milk. I don't put my fruit and veg in it. If I do, it gets forgotten about. the drawer that was here, I just pulled the whole drawer out, and I've got an extra shelf to put my containers into. So for this week, this is leftovers from the other night. That's my lunch today. It's just rice with some chicken. I've got some spinach there. Husband will probably have that for breakfast for the week with some eggs. Here's like a scrambled eggs mixture. First dinner for the week is the crumb chicken. So I'm gonna make the crumb chicken. I'm gonna serve that probably with some broccoli and some carrots already done. The lamb shanks for dinner tonight, I'm probably going to serve that on the side with corn and the asparagus already cut and done. The pumpkin salad, I'm probably going to use some of the spinach in that container, and my pumpkin's already cooked. All I need to do is warm that slightly, serve with some Greek yogurt on top and the pomegranate seeds. There's more to the recipe, but I'm just explaining things to you so you get the idea. The spag bowl, I've got my grated chicken there, grated cheese there ready to go. I've got lamb chops. I'm probably going to serve that with some veg, which I've got my Brussels sprouts up the back. I've got some broccoli there as well. Maybe some carrot, see what we feel like. My pulled pork recipe this week, a lot of that is coming down to, again, probably a bit of spinach. I don't know if I'm gonna make the lamb chop one or not, but I do have my tzatziki dip dressing on the top there. I could also use the lamb chops and put some rice with the lamb chops and a little bit of a warm salad on the side with some of the sweet potato. Back up to the top, that crumb chicken, I've got the bag there ready to go. I could serve that crumb chicken on rice. I could serve that crumb chicken with veggies, mashed potatoes, but it's ready to go. And then just for some easy snacks, I've got jelly setting for the kids. I've got some custard pre-made in the fridge drawer there for them. My kids love carrots, ready to go. My kids love rice, ready to go. I can make a dessert out of that rice by adding some brown sugar and some cream, or some vanilla bean and some cream. I can make it into a creamed rice. I could heat it up for them. And then I've got things like tomatoes. I can have that with sandwiches. I've got the roast beef there. I've got my cheeses up the back that I can slice if I wanted to. I've got the ricotta. I'm gonna make that pumpkin ricotta gnocchi. That can sit there till next week if I decided not to make it this week. But as you can see, things are just prepped, so it's easy to grab. I don't have to grate cheese for my spag bowl. I don't have to cut up pieces of broccoli for dinner. I don't have to grate a carrot. They're already done for me. And then it's definitely handy to have some things pre-cooked that I just have to heat up. So I've got my pumpkin there and sweet potato. I've got rice pre-done there. I don't like doing mashed potato. I find mashed potato refrigerated and reheated, it loses a bit of its texture. It comes a bit too watery, and I personally just don't like it. I prefer it being made on the spot. But that is it. This is how I food prep. I cut things up just to make it easy, grabbable, that I can pull something together. If I didn't plan my dinners, one, probably eat out takeaway, probably about 3 times a week. But if I didn't plan my dinners and I wanted to pull something together, I have enough in that fridge. I'd pull out the rice, I'd cook up some veggies, and I'd probably grab some crumb chicken that's in my freezer, and that is a meal right there. Heat up the rice, cook the carrot, cook the broccoli. Don't have to cut anything, it's all done. Heat the rice, cook the carrot, cook the broccoli, bake the crumb chicken, dinner's done. Nice and simple. So if you're coming home from work and you're not a dinner planning person, or you don't know what to cook one night, I've at least got 80%, 90% of dinners organized in the fridge. I might not know what I'm cooking, I've kind of got an idea, and I can add on to it if I wanted to. I can turn that rice into creamed rice. I can add some curry powder and veggies to it and make it into like a stir fry. Fried rice. I can make it into those little veggie pasties I made a few videos ago. There's lots I can do, but it's in there ready to go. That's the key. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a longer one today, but I have been asked quite a bit to do a bit of food prep, not meal prep, food prep, and that is how I do it. If you do it differently, I'd love to know. If you do meal prep, I'd love to know how you meal prep to still keep it fresh for the week. If you don't do any prep and you think you might start this now, let me know as well how you find your first time doing it. This didn't take long to do. It's just working out what you want to cook, the timings to do it, and just be smart about it. I have my kids home today as well, so it just goes to show you can do it. I did stop and have lunch and have breaks, but overall this probably took me maybe an hour hour and a bit, I'm allowing for like the pumpkin to cook and cool down. So it's not a lot to get me set up for the week. I feel organized, I feel calm, and worst case scenario, if my kids really aren't feeling it, I'm gonna give them 2-minute noodles for dinner one night and jelly for dessert, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I at least feel organized. And then the next night they'd have like a massive bowl of it just to make it up for it. But anyway, guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. What a great way to start your grocery week. A grocery haul and some prep ideas for your dinners for the week and lunches and snacks. As always, we'll talk soon. Bye.